Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're arming you with a tactical survival guide designed to completely demystify the car buying process. Look, if you've ever walked out of a dealership feeling like you just survived some kind of financial obstacle course, you're definitely not alone. So today, we're going to expose the structural tactics the dealerships use to separate you from your hard-earned money, and we're going to teach you exactly how to protect your wallet.
Okay, let's dive into this. The finance office is where good car deals go to quietly explode. I really want to hook you with this thought right out of the gate. We need to reframe the dealership experience. This isn't a battle against evil salespeople. Instead, think of it as a match against a highly engineered, deeply profitable process. They're professionals for sure, but once you actually understand their playbook, you can absolutely level the playing field.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to follow the exact chronological journey you'll take, from prep before the lot to the Foursquare trap, surviving the finance office, spot delivery dangers, and finally a bulletproof deal-winning checklist.
Step 1. Prep before the lot.
The absolute most crucial step of buying a car happens before you ever even see the showroom floor. If you walk into a dealership unprepared, you've already lost your leverage. Let's ground ourselves in some realistic 2026 Canadian auto loan data here. Knowing exactly where your credit score lands prevents a dealer from undervaluing your credit. It's actually a super common tactic to make you think your credit is just a little bit worse than it actually is, nudging you into a higher interest bracket. But when you know your exact tier, you instantly take that weapon away from them.
And that brilliantly illustrates our next rule. Always secure a third-party pre-approval before you visit. Walking in with a pre-approved loan from a bank or credit union is literally your ultimate armor. It establishes a firm baseline budget, completely neutralizes the dealer's ability to control the financing terms, and it protects you against arbitrary rate markups. You always want to control the money before you ever look at the metal.
Moving on to Part 2, the Foursquare trap.
So now we enter the showroom phase, and it's time to warn you about the very first tactical move a salesperson is going to make. This usually happens before you even get the keys to test drive a vehicle. They'll ask, "What do you want your monthly payment to be?" Now, it sounds like a polite, helpful question, right? Well, it's not. This seemingly innocent question is actually a highly engineered trap. It's designed to shift your entire focus away from the total price of the vehicle and lock your brain onto a single, highly manipulatable monthly number. Which brings us to the Foursquare. It's basically a worksheet that divides your deal into 4 variables: vehicle price, trade-in value, down payment, and monthly payment. Dealerships use this grid to shuffle money around right in front of your eyes. If you focus entirely on that monthly payment in the bottom corner, they can quietly inflate the vehicle price, lowball your trade-in, and demand a higher down payment. And the crazy part? They do all of this while technically hitting your target monthly payment and maximizing their own profit.
Let me show you the real danger of this monthly payment trap with just one simple number: $1,800. If you're negotiating purely on a monthly payment, and you can see just $25 extra a month to the dealer on a standard 72-month loan, well, that $25 quietly costs you $1,800 in extra gross profit for the dealership. By hiding the total cost behind a tiny monthly bump, you end up losing thousands without even noticing.
Step 3. Surviving the finance office.
Now we move into the final room of the dealership, the finance office. Make no mistake, this is a major profit center. This is the room where you can literally lose thousands of dollars in mere minutes if you drop your guard. Now, what's really interesting about this is the massive hidden difference between these two terms. The buy rate is the actual interest rate the bank approved you for. But the quoted rate, that's what the dealer tells you. Dealers can, and legally do in most places, mark up your approved rate by several points before they even show it to you. That markup is pure hidden commission for the finance office, and it costs you dearly over the life of the loan.
This brings us to trick number 1 in the finance office: payment packing and product bundling. This is where finance managers take extended warranties, gap insurance, and maybe tire protections and bundle them all into a single, slightly higher monthly payment. Because they bundle it all together, you can't evaluate the individual cost or value of any single item. It's just a smokescreen.
So how do we actually beat this? 4 simple steps. First, demand to see the total amount financed. Second, ask for individual line item prices for any of those add-ons. Third, ask them directly, point blank, what is the buy rate? And fourth, and honestly, this is the most powerful tool you have, stay completely silent. Just wait. Let the awkward silence completely fill the room. It shifts all the pressure right back onto them to be transparent.
Trick number 2 is fear framing. Look, finance managers are masterful storytellers.
They will tell you these manufactured, highly emotional stories about blown transmissions leaving families stranded on the highway, or total loss accidents destroying someone's finances. It's entirely designed to scare you into buying expensive add-on insurance and warranties right there on the spot.
You de-weaponize this fear by responding to emotional anecdotes with cold, hard requests for facts. Ask for the statistical failure rate of that specific vehicle model. Ask for the exact deductible amount on the warranty they're pushing so hard. And always, always demand to see the actual legal contract, not just the glossy advertising brochure. When you put their stories under the microscope of data, all that fear just disappears.
Then there's trick number 3, the back-end term restructure. And this one is incredibly sneaky. Let's say you agree to a 60-month term out on the showroom floor. Well, in the finance office, they quietly extend your loan to 72 or even 84 months. Why would they do that? Because stretching the term lowers the monthly payment, creating breathing room for them to bury the cost of added products without the monthly payment looking drastically different than what you originally agreed to. So always verify the term length before signing anything.
Section 4. The spot delivery danger.
Let's transition to a danger that lurks even after you've signed the papers, shaken hands, and parked that brand new car in your own driveway. It's called Yojo financing, or the spot delivery scam, and it is a devastating psychological trap. You drive home on a conditional agreement. Then, days later, the dealer calls and says, "Oh no, the financing fell through. You need to come back." Because you already have the new car, you've integrated it into your daily life, and they likely have your old trade-in, your leverage is completely gone. They force you to sign a new contract with a higher interest rate or a larger down payment.
Now, to avoid this trap, you absolutely must retain your leverage using 3 critical preventative measures. First, as we mentioned earlier, bring your own pre-approved financing. Second, demand written confirmation from the lender, not the dealer, the lender, before you drive that car off the lot. And third, never surrender the keys to your trade-in until the new loan is absolutely fully approved.
And finally, Section 5. Your deal-winning checklist.
So the crucial point is we need a system to ensure you walk in confident and walk out with your wallet intact. Let's consolidate all this knowledge into a foolproof final strategy. Think of this as your Rule of 3 segregation method. It is all about ruthless compartmentalization. Step 1. Negotiate the out-the-door price of the vehicle first, completely ignoring any talk about monthly payments. Step 2. Only after the car price is locked in writing do you introduce your trade-in as a completely separate transaction. Step 3. Reveal your pre-approved financing absolutely last. By separating these variables, you completely prevent the dealer from using that foursquare to shuffle their profits around.
Which brings us to the final thought of today's explainer. Will you be the buyer who simply pays for the car, or the buyer who unknowingly pays for the dealership's hidden profit margins? Armed with the structure, the data, and the specific tactics we've gone over today, that choice is entirely in your hands. You are now officially ready to navigate your next car purchase with absolute confidence. Thanks for learning with us today.